Hi, my name is James Scardo. It is April 17th, 2014. This is my persuasive speech. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about alternate power sources. And this is basically a way to obtain power without using fossil fuels, and thus without harming the ozone layer. For more than a century, the world has used power sources that emit dangerous fumes into the atmosphere. This has concerned environmentalists recently, and is now sparking concern to the general public today. Due to these concerns, scientists are developing different ways to obtain power. This is to save the planet. Alternate sources of power, such as solar energy, wind energy, and electrical energy, and transportation, will observe the process of global warming through the absence of harmful emissions. So right now I have a little chart for you guys to look at. This is basically what global warming has done since 1880 to about present day. And as you can see, around 1910, when the cars were first introduced with fossil fuels in many factories, sort of the Industrial Revolution, when they emitted dangerous fumes in the atmosphere, it started taking a turn. And as many more cars got on the road in 1960 and on, kind of made a drastic turn, which is not the curve of normal Earth climate when it goes through changes. This is sort of a human footprint. So now I'm going to talk about solar power. Solar power, an unlimited power source, has powered the earth for billions of years. With this type of energy widely available, it seems evident that this development of alternate power source could be more efficient in producing heat and electrical energy. Author of Solar and Geothermal Energy, John Tabak, explains that normally these energies are produced by natural gas or coal, which are non-renewable fossil fuels. Through the use of solar power, heat and electrical energy are obtained through a cleaner process. Additionally, since technology of obtaining clean energy is on the rise, it is likely that solar power will become more prevalent in society, leading to a cleaner planet. And this is an example of solar power, how it works. Basically, you have the solar panel right here, and sunlight gets absorbed into it. And there's a controller here that converts the energy to be ready to get put into a tank. It heats the waters and electricity, that sort of thing. And this is a solar panels surrounded by a tower in, I think, the Middle East. And basically, this is when they're the most effective, and they turn out the most sort of profit and more power, is when they're used in a circle and to that amount. So that helps making them more effective, more efficient. So in the future, that's probably what they will come to look like. So we're going to talk about wind energy now. Wind energy, an alternate power source with high potential of slowing the global warming process, has been around longer than solar energy. It was first developed by an Islamic geologist in the 9th century. Throughout history, it became more prevalent in many parts of the world around Europe and Asia in the 12th century. During these times, wind energy was used to power windmills similar to technology in the 20th and 21st century. Since the 1930s, environmental scientists have developed wind turbines, which are used to make electricity by rotating blades in the wind. Today, global warming is becoming an issue, which causes scientists and researchers to develop more efficient ways to utilize electricity through wind power. And so, this is a little bit more complicated than solar energy, as you actually have to turn a turbine. Basically, the wind will turn these aerodynamic blades, and with these gears and generators, it will bring power to utilize for many things, mainly electricity, though. But it's not that cost effective in the grand scheme of things, so it'll probably be massively used later on. And now electrical transportation, talk about that. In today's society, transportation is powered by mainly petrol or diesel. However, with climate and technology changing, several types of transportation are starting to change their power source. Electrical power has been recently introduced in cars, buses, and trains. The most common form of transportation, cars, are claimed to have the highest contribution to global warming. They are to blame for 13.4% of carbon emissions. This percentage increases every year while the research and development of electric cars is still in the process. However, motor companies around the world are beginning to mass produce cars that run off electrical power, which is a key milestone in erasing the carbon footprint from this form of transportation. Another form of transportation, buses, are accountable for transporting millions of people around the world. They are more efficient than cars because the seating capacity is greater. Even though they are more productive in saving fuel, buses still contribute to global warming. Particularly school buses bring the most concern because they are the most operated. According to Michael Lavin, author of a peer-reviewed journal, The Analysis of U.S. School Bus Populations and Alternative Fuel Potential, stresses school bus population. 458,229 school buses currently operate in the United States. With all those buses in service, an average of 556 gallons of fuel is burned annually. If electric-powered school buses replaced fuel-burning ones, an average of 0 gallons of gas would be burned. This statistic inhibits school buses only. The impact of electric-powered school buses creates a great benefit for the rising issue of global warming. Another transportation type, locomotives, has also brought concern. The biggest threat to this type of transportation is freight trains. Unlike other types of trains, freighters' primary source of fuel is diesel. Even though freight trains are powered off of a polluting fuel, they are highly practical. They carry more than 10,000 tons on a single load, have low friction, and have computers on board designed to integrate high fuel efficiency. However, Buzz-Wendowski and Miller argue that freight trains running on electric motors will not only be able to meet the same performance requirements as a diesel freightliner, but also the cost of maintenance would also be less. However, the expense of research and development for electrical locomotives are holding back the mass production of electrical freight trains. But when the research becomes fully funded, one can expect the majority of locomotives to be powered by electricity. And the same scenario is parallel with buses and cars, which will ensure the expansion of clean energy. With reference to the book, Energy Supply, Sustainability, and Costs, Table 6.1 shows a constant increase of numbers with clean energy uses from 1949 to 2009, which means that from 1949 to 2009, there was basically an increase, like an exponential increase of electric cars, electric transportation. Electric transportation is becoming more abundant and will replace the majority of most of today's carbon-emitting transportation in the future. Over time, direct effects should reveal levels of carbon dioxide dropping drastically, thus slowing the process of global warming. So, as you can see, alternate energy such as solar power, wind power, and electrical transportation are sure to make the planet cleaner. With extensive research in each renewable alternate power source, more technological improvements will be made, slowly making a better alternative to the primary power sources in use today. Non-renewable primary resources are cheaper today, but when the price of sustaining alternate power sources becomes cheaper, society will make a conversion. Alternate power sources will become primary resources, and the environmental issue of global warming will be resolved due to the absence of harmful emissions. So now that we've moved on from electrical transportation and conclusion, I'd like to just share this last bit of information with you. This is a graph of the CO2 emissions, and these are the 4 or 5 different types, or actually 10 types of scenarios that could happen. If we were completely efficient, it would be around 700 million metric tons of CO2 versus if we were all the way at the other end of the spectrum, which is around 1,000 million, so a billion metric tons. So I would like to keep that in your mind, that the planet is slowly heating up, and then hopefully, if we all take action to try to make our planet cleaner, that we will see a good turnout. And that's it.
Oh, what happened?
Perfectly.
Was it recording?
Yes.
Okay.